Why are people having trouble with sleep? So what my aim is to give you an understanding of sleep. I want to show you what happens when you sleep. And when you understand what happens when you sleep, you begin to have a knowledge on the important times to sleep and why. There's a little tiny gland in the base of the brain, and it's called the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is about the size of maybe a macadamia nut, and it's right in the base of your brain. And the pineal gland releases 4 hormones every night, but only in certain hours.
Hello everyone, it's great to see you again in today's video. Before we start the video, I would like to wish you a happy new year, wishing you and your family always good health, peace, and happiness. As usual, I will continue to accompany Barbara O'Neill to explore an issue that is affecting many of us. Insomnia. Have you ever tossed and turned all night unable to sleep even though you felt completely exhausted? Insomnia is not just a matter of lack of sleep. It also affects our mood, work productivity, and quality of life. And especially as we age, insomnia becomes even more common. In this video, Barbara O'Neill will reveal to you the secrets of sleep, as well as practical strategies and scientifically proven tips to help you improve your sleep. Watch until the end to make sure you don't miss any useful information. First, let's explore what happens when we sleep. As Barbara O'Neill explained to us at the beginning of the video, there is a small gland in our brain located at the base of the brain, called the pineal gland. The pineal gland is about the size of a macadamia nut and is located right at the base of the brain. The pineal gland secretes 4 types of hormones each night, but only during certain time frames. So what are those time frames?
And in the winter, they're released between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. But we've got summertime at the moment, so it's between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. So what are these hormones and how come they're only released in that time? It's to do with the circadian rhythm. You've heard of the circadian rhythm? And our circadian rhythm is basically set by light and dark signal exposure in the eyes, the moon, the tides. It all has to do with this. Light and dark signals are fed through the optic nerve to a control centre in the brain where the body clock is situated. And the body clock communicates with the pineal gland. And that's why it is released at these times.
According to Barbara O'Neill, these time frames are very important for our bodies. It is called the body's biological clock, and this clock will communicate with the pineal gland to regulate the secretion of hormones at these times. What are those hormones?
What are these hormones? One is serotonin, that's your mood hormone. And if the children have a late night, what are they like in the morning? They're not happy chappies, and neither are the parents. Melatonin is called the fix and rejuvenate nighttime hormone. Melatonin is the one that's responsible for the increase in healing, rest, rejuvenation in those hours. Another hormone is arginine vasotocin. And arginine vasotocin is a hormone that puts us into a deep sleep.
According to what Barbara O'Neill shared, maintaining a regular sleep schedule is very important to ensure these hormone cycles function steadily. When you disrupt your sleep schedule, the production and secretion of these hormones will be affected, thereby impacting your overall health. Now let's continue discussing the importance of sleep for our health. This is very important. If you want to have a healthy body, definitely don't overlook it.
So what happens if someone goes to bed at midnight? Someone goes to bed at midnight, not only have they cut down by almost half their melatonin, serotonin, arginine, vasotocin and epithalamin, but they've also lost some of their cleaning. And what can also happen is they can wake up in the morning and they've still got memory from the day before in their short-term memory unit because there wasn't enough time to get it into the rapid eye movement time.
According to research from experts, lack of sleep can severely affect our memory and learning ability. When you don't get enough sleep, The process of transferring information from short-term memory to long-term memory is disrupted. This makes it difficult for you to recall the information you have learned or the events you have experienced. Therefore, maintaining a habit of getting enough sleep is very important to protect memory and brain sharpness.
When I turned 50, I found that I started to have about 6 hours sleep a night and I felt good. I used to tell people, since I turned 50, I don't need as much sleep. Once I read this book, well, I very quickly have trained myself back into 8 hours. Because that's the danger of the 6 hour. You feel okay, but it's a great deception because all of these things aren't happening. What Dr. Matthew Walker showed is that people with Alzheimer's, little amyloid plaques, in every case of Alzheimer's, they found little amyloid plaques, which are like little calcified deposits building up in the prefrontal cortex. Now, when someone's got Alzheimer's, how's their reason, intellect and judgment? It's not there, is it? It's not there. What Matthew Walker found, that when you sleep these hours, your cleaning system prevents the build-up of the amyloid plaques. And the people that have boasted of 5 hours sleep a night, let's have a look at how their latter years are. And remember, God never meant anyone to get Alzheimer's. He meant our mind to be brighter and smarter with age. So 8 hours is not negotiable.
According to Barbara O'Neill and research by Dr. Matthew Walker, we know that getting enough sleep not only helps improve memory, but also plays an important role in protecting brain health. When we sleep, the body not only rests, but also undergoes recovery and protective processes. One of the most important processes during sleep is the removal of harmful substances in the brain, including amyloid beta plaques, one of the main contributors to Alzheimer's disease. Thus, it can be seen that insomnia and insufficient sleep can cause many serious health issues, especially for our brain. And I believe that no one wants that to happen to themselves. So what should we do to improve this situation? Fortunately, we can improve sleep quality by adopting healthy habits and simple yet highly effective natural methods. Let's listen to Barbara O'Neill share about these methods in the next section. The first method that Barbara mentions is stopping the use of electronic devices before going to sleep.
In the health retreat that we ran in Alabama, I was surprised and almost shocked at how many of our guests, and we had 11 guests, are going, the earliest was 11 p.m. Some midnight, some 1 a.m. I said, what do you do? What are you doing at that time of night? I can promise you, if the lights are dull, you have a book, and there's soft music in the background, you can't stay awake. I can't. What's keeping them awake? It's technology. When I discovered that these devices have blue light, not the same as sunlight, but similar, telling us it's daytime, I used to do all my emails of an evening. I don't now. I do my emails late afternoon. Because when that sun goes down, guess what should happen to the devices? They should close. Huge problem today is
using phones or electronic devices before going to bed is a habit that many people are currently facing, but you should give it up immediately. The blue light emitted by phones, tablets, and computers disrupts the production of melatonin, the sleep-regulating hormone. When exposed to this light before going to bed, our bodies remain in a state of alertness, making it more difficult to fall asleep. Disruption in melatonin production can lead to difficulty falling asleep, reduced sleep quality, and increased insomnia. Next, we will talk about the importance of exercise for sleep.
So the next one is exercise. If you want to sleep good at night, get physically active in the day. If you can't run, try the exercise bike, try the rebounder, try swimming, but some sort of physical exercise. Remember Ecclesiastes, the sleep of a labouring man is sweet, because that man is physically exhausted from his physical exercise. And so many people today are at the computer. They're not doing physical work, they're doing brain work. Yes, the brain does need a rest when it's been working hard, but it needs that physical. Many guests that have been to our program, they buy the little rebound, you know, the little mini trampolines in their office. And everyone in the office does 1 minute every hour. 1 minute every hour. Now, you could even do it if you had 60 people in the office, couldn't you? 60 minutes in an hour.
Exercise is an important factor in improving sleep quality, and there are many forms of exercise that can support this. In addition to the small rebound method shared by Barbara O'Neill, you can choose aerobic exercises such as walking, running, or swimming, which can help improve cardiovascular health and facilitate deep sleep. However, there is a note for you regarding the timing of your workouts. According to experts, the best times to exercise are in the morning or afternoon. You should not exercise too close to bedtime, as it can increase your heart rate and body temperature, disrupting your sleep. Next, let's talk about diet in relation to sleep.
6, proper diet. Now, what we're going to talk about here is timing. Dr. Matthew Walker, he showed that eating a huge evening meal interfered with sleep. When we sleep at night, our stomach wants to sleep. But when we eat a huge evening meal, then by the time we go to bed, it's usually still all in there, and your body has to keep working. It's got to keep working, otherwise that will, in that warm environment, it would start to rot, it would start to go bad. So eating breakfast like a king, lunch like a queen, and tea or supper like a pauper. Now, if you've got young men who are working physically hard all day, their evening meal might be a bowl of thick soup, or it might be a smoothie. But for people that aren't working really physically hard, and especially people trying to lose a bit of weight, they're better to go maybe just a herb tea, or maybe just a light soup. You will sleep better if your stomach is allowed to sleep too.
According to Dr. Matthew, overeating at night can make it difficult to sleep. When the stomach is still working to digest food, the body cannot fully relax, leading to shallow sleep. Conversely, having a light and early meal will give your body enough time to digest the food before going to bed, making it easier for you to fall asleep. When having dinner, you should limit foods high in fat or heavy meals that can increase the likelihood of digestive issues, such as acid reflux, disrupting your sleep. Instead, choose light foods such as soup, salad, or a cup of herbal tea, which are usually easier to digest and less likely to disrupt sleep. In addition, you can also eat foods like milk, turkey, bananas, and sunflower seeds, which all contain tryptophan, an amino acid that helps the body produce serotonin and melatonin, 2 important hormones that help you sleep well. And there is an important factor that also supports your sleep, which is water.
And number 7, hydration. We lose water every night. I don't know if you've ever slept on a mattress on the floor, and when you wake up in the morning and you lift the mattress, you notice it's all damp, because we lose moisture every night. The most dehydrated time of the whole day is when we wake up in the morning. I say to my grandchildren when they stay, "Have you watered your garden yet?" It's their garden down there. Sometimes they come out and say, "Grandma, we've watered our garden." I say, "Great, it's ready for breakfast." It's ready for breakfast. I try always have water next to my bed. If I wake in the night, I have a few sips. You just have it always with you. When you are well hydrated, you will sleep better. Now, I drink most of my water in the earlier part of the day. Some people can drink 16 ounces of water before they go to bed and sleep for 8 hours. I can't. If I eat that much water, I have to get up a couple of times.
According to Barbara O'Neill, understanding how much water your body needs before going to bed is very important. This involves finding the balance so that you are hydrated and don't have to wake up multiple times during the night. But you also need to be careful not to drink too much water before sleeping, because it can make you wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, disrupting your sleep and causing fatigue the next morning. The appropriate amount of water is about 30-50 ml, enough to keep the body hydrated, but not so much that you have to wake up at night. Sleep is not only an important part of daily life, but also a crucial factor in determining our physical and mental health. Getting enough sleep not only helps restore energy, but also supports memory, improves mood, and boosts the immune system. However, to achieve quality sleep, we need to pay attention to many factors such as sleep habits, diet, physical activity, and limiting exposure to blue light from electronic devices. Try applying simple advice from Barbara O'Neill, such as maintaining a regular sleep schedule, reducing stress before bedtime, and creating a comfortable sleep environment. At that time, you will notice a difference in sleep quality and overall health. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, share your thoughts on sleep in the comments, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. We can explore more useful tips and knowledge together to improve our lives every day. Wishing you deep and energizing sleep.